Hey Mexicans, welcome back to this new video where today we're going to be looking at what if civilization started over. And since I've gotten a better map, then we're going to be, we're going to be using that. And we're going to ignore Antarctica. So yeah, let's begin. So we have the first civilization starting in, not Mesopotamia, Egypt. They can only stick to the Nile for now, though. But then once they get camel technology, they're a little bit more willing to go into the desert. And we see them doing that a little bit as they discover surrounding areas. But they also go into into the Suez area, or the Sinai Peninsula. They discover some pretty good land. And they also go ahead and wrap themselves around this little body of water, as that'll get them a lot more drinking water. And with that, they also wrap themselves up along, not all that, this coast. The Egyptians get a population boom, and well, this grows a bit. It grows a bit, but they're really not finding a lot of arable land. The Egyptians will try to go beyond their places to try to find some more arable land. They do find some stuff up in the coastlines of Africa, like this part, or at least arable enough that it isn't desert. They go pretty far and discover what would be Carthage, and we see a bunch more Greenland over here.
Where's Mohawk, sir?
Get with it.
Frick. So they go a little bit farther until they realize that they're way too far, and they're gonna go back. But Egypt will end up colonizing that land in a bit. But there were multiple explorations at this time. So we had them pushing into the Eritrea area. And the whole Eritrea area is discovered. So yeah, but some people that were part of this expedition who were forced to go this far by Egypt decide to go ahead and become their own country. This will be pretty much the Carthage of my world. So they will take a lot of this land here. Actually, all of this land that was discovered is taken by them. And once the explorers that did leave come back, Egypt realizes, where are half of your group? They don't know. So what Egypt decides to do is to one, colonize some, take over some lands in the south. along with some lands in the east. But 2, go ahead and retrace their steps back over to where they explored, and then they realize the darn people betrayed them. The blue team, they started a country. The red team doesn't like this, but they can't do anything about it as well, it's already too late, as this country has already built up power, so Egypt can't really take them back. Instead, Egypt will go ahead and explore into the desert using camels. And they go so far that a lot of the people who went on this exploration does die. But they don't care. They want to try to expand into more arable lands. This is what they get. So yeah, Egypt has become pretty large. But a new country starts up in the Eritrea area. Man, some of these explorers really love starting new countries and scrutinizing the Egyptian government. The Egyptians find out about this, but this time they don't really do anything about it, as they're actually pretty cool with this. I don't think they really cared about that land anyway. And as a matter of fact, this country pretty much actually just expands to have a lot of Ethiopia, which makes this land pretty arable and have a lot of stuff. Pretty rich. And while the Carthaginians, they expand a bit more. The Egyptians do the same. In fact, they finally take over all that. And then they also decide to do a massive expansion just like the gold team did. Great. So then we have the movement of these exploration teams into Mesopotamia. They see opportunity, as these areas are pretty dang arable. Mesopotamia is so dang arable, in fact, that Egypt kind of wants to set this as its own, like this Egyptian civilization, which isn't Egypt, and we'll soon see that. They kind of want to make their home base, instead of Egypt, they want to make their home base in Mesopotamia. And so, this is where a significant portion of history changes, as instead of acknowledging that they were Egyptian, they're just going to go ahead and become Mesopotamian. This over time makes the Egyptian connection to Mesopotamia weaken. And yeah. Meanwhile, Carthage over here, they go ahead and expand into Morocco, which pretty much gives them a whole bunch of land here. But there's still a bunch of desert. But as you can see, these two are splitting apart. They become so split apart that they decide that Egypt will not expand anymore. This is bad, as remember, Egypt was their core. They'll expand a little bit, but that's because civilians did that. Where they will be truly expanding is over here in Mesopotamia, as they have so much arable land. And they're only discovering more. But then, we finally have them discovering the European continent. And yeah, this is crazy. And then we also have them fully discovering Arabia. Skipping a bit, but you know, eventually I wouldn't doubt in my mind that they would be able to do that. And eventually they go ahead and encompass all of Arabia. And along with that, they expand a bit into here. Once they realize what the red team's doing, they decide that enough is enough. And in the original starting point of this civilization will rebel against Mesopotamia. So hang on. The original starting point in the Nile rebels away. And well, after this, let's just say the other government that the Mesopotamian area put in, the new one that they put in Egypt that isn't at all associated with the new country. Let's just say, let's be honest, that just collapsed completely. And so this whole entire area falls into that government. I'm going to go ahead and change the green for the sake of simplicity. But see, Mesopotamia does not want to go to war. And so they'll just let Egypt go. And the original government is put back into place in Egypt. Well, this government, the red team, this original red team spinoff is just Arabia. Arabia, Mesopotamia. Mesopotamian country. So, yeah. But now a new country starts up over here in Europe. This is a Greek country. And, ignoring the fact that they have the islands so early on, yeah, so we have this Greek country becoming extremely strong damn quickly. And we see Mesopotamia and Greece meet up at that point. And well, yeah. We have Greece we have Greece having one goal in life: becoming a Balkan Federation. Or become an empire. So yeah, they will go ahead and expand themselves around the horizon. So first up, they will try to explore the Black Sea. They will do so avoiding the Romanian mountains. But speaking of which, they do end up discovering a lot of Bulgaria here. Once again, avoiding the Romanian mountains. We have them going up into the rest of arable Romania. avoiding the Romanian mountains so much that they just kind of encircle them at that point. And well, eventually that fully gets discovered. Then we have parts of Hungary being discovered. And so they discover the whole Balkans. But not just that, they land in the Italian peninsula. And they begin discovering that. So they will discover a lot of Italy, but avoiding the mountains. And so yeah, this basically just becomes that. And so Greece will take up a lot of this land. This Romanian part, or sorry, this Balkan area. And then this Italian holding, which is only destined to expand more. But yeah, anyway, on that note, I'm going to end the video. But before we end the video, let's look at what this map looks like without this. Yeah, it's really interesting. So yeah, I have a whole like realistic satellite map now. So yeah, this will be very interesting to use in the videos. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a new video. Peace out.